Hello and welcome to part number 9. Let's move on and try to finish this knob. So we pulled down that one edge here and we try to work only on this part. So go here and say face and delete it. And then I want to bring those two vertices here at the bottom of that knob or poti. I call it poti from potentiometer. So we have to widen this a little bit. So if I hit R to scale, you check it from the top view, because when I did this off camera, off screen, I had some issues, and that's what I see here. If you don't, just take a closer look here. So let me hit plus on the keyboard to make those handles larger. So now when we scale here and go here to the scale tool option, so double click on that. So now it's set to world. And if I scale that here in world, it's not what I want. If I change it here to component, that's what I want, because now, it's only a small difference, but it makes a big difference in the end, because you screw that up, you scale it wrong. So component would work. If I put it to object, that's the same issue. World object, so I don't know if normal won't work. Yeah, just put it to component and then close that. So now it scales, how we want it. So let me just check it out in perspective view. Bring that out a bit more here. So that's where our reference image, that doesn't really help. So at least for me, I don't see anything on that image to how wide it has to be. I think a little bit less. So again, that's an eyeball part. Okay, so let me hit Q to go to the select tool and then object mode. Okay, I think I'm going with the with this part here. And now I want to, let me go to the top view, maybe that helps explaining what I'm talking about. So my experience working on this knob is to be on the safe side. I want to rotate that. So let me hit minus so that you can see the handle better. I want to rotate it in Y, so that piece we've been working on sits, exactly on the grid. We don't have to do it, but I hardly recommend it. Just in case we do a mistake later, just trust me. So my experience was that's smart to do it. So when we want to rotate it so that the center here of this piece sits exactly on the grid, that's only a little math we have to do, and I try to explain it. So if a circle has 360 degrees and we have 32 divisions here, so then let me bring up a calculator here. So we have 360 degrees and we divide it by 32 because of the 32 faces we had our subdivisions on that cylinder. So we divide 360 by 32. That 11.2 is the result. And if I rotate the piece here I could just, let me show you that, by 11.2. So that doesn't help me because it's only one exact step, so I need half of 11.2. So let me just type in 0 here, And as I just mentioned, or I just realized that we have to rotate it negative. So and then 50% or divided. So 11.2 divided by 2. So that's the number we need. 5.625 and negative. So minus 5.625, and now boom. So we have, and now I'm sure that this is sitting 100% where I want it to sit. Okay, just keep that in mind. And we can stay here in top view, go to face mode, and then let me. It's a habit. Hit me Q to exit first. So face mode, and then select all the pieces from that little guy that we just tweaked, and then we say separate or extract. Hit Q on the keywords, and then go to object mode. And we don't need the rest of the geometry anymore. I mean, just in case we are not happy with the result after using the piece that we just detailed. So I keep this here, but I put it on a new layer. So I click here on create new layer and assign an object, and then I just call it knob temp. Give it a name, what you want, so I call it Gisela. Okay, so and then I just hide it, so just in case I need it later on, so I don't have to rebuild it. All right, so with this piece, with this extracted geometry, W, so when you extract something, then it automatically puts the pivot to the center of the grid. We have a little history or geometry input history here, so let me just delete it, delete history. You don't have to, just in case something goes wrong. So this thing here, we just say Control D to duplicate it, and then the duplicate, again we can't see it now because it sits exactly where the original is. So we rotate it in Y, and now we need that first number that we calculated, 11.25. So now I'm 100% sure that those all these edges and vertices are sitting on top of each other. So now once I duplicated it and changed it, the Y rotation, so I now only have to repeat the duplication by Shift D, and then until we have altogether 32 pieces of geometry. Okay, so now I'm gonna select all those pieces and combine those. So here's the combine button, and then go to vertex mode, select all the vertices, and then we merge all vertices, but Maya is not merging all of them. That would lead to we don't have any geometry. So it only merges the vertices that are sitting on top of each other. So let me just press merge. If I dial up that threshold, that's hard for a German guy to pronounce that word. So you can see it here. So let me just go hit Control Z. So now we get, before the merge we have 256 vertices, so all those vertices selected, and then after, so just watch here and then merge. So now it's only 192. So I'm pretty sure Maya did the job right. Okay. Now we're a step further with our knob. So before we switch over to the next step, let me go here to the side view, and let's create a polygon plane. Hit W to move it up, and we want to rotate it in X minus 71 degrees. And when I know that angle because I did it off screen. So we need that plane later on to get this thing here, to get this part of the knob where, if you take a look at the knob, so we want to cut out this part. When I do a Boolean later on, I don't want to fix geometry, too much geometry than needed. So keep that in mind, because always when you do Boolean, it's can be complicated to repair or fix the result later. Another thing is, when we take a look at the image, or maybe in a different image, let me just say show all, and then take a look here. So this part here, sometimes it's just hard to explain what I'm talking, or what I try to tell you. So this part here that doesn't sit, if I go back to our geometry, it doesn't sit here on top of one of those things that are coming out of that knob. So it's right in between two of them. I hope you understand me. So now, and that's the reason, before we do the Boolean, we have to rotate our object again. What was it? 5.625. Okay, not in X, in Y. So 5.625. And now we have the geometry exactly where we want it. So that what I showed you on the reference image sits in between those two guys here, and then that's the reason why we have to rotate it before we do the Boolean. And for now, I think I'm gonna stop the video, and then we will do the Boolean in the next one. See you then.